Hey, everybody on Instagram. We've got a great topic tonight. Everybody joining on all of our other channels. So just give us a couple of minutes. We're definitely on here. We wanted to make sure we got on. So you're seeing a little like behind the scenes of what we crazy stuff that we do to get ready.
Really?
Welcome to the dark side.
Right,
Yes.
right. There's some crazy stuff that we do to get ready. So there's
Yeah, I just got a whole haircut.
oh, okay, okay.
All right, go ahead with the
Yeah.
haircut.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
shoot.
couldn't come on here looking crazy and y'all looking so beautiful. So
Hey, everybody.
Well, you are beautiful, so calm down.
So you're seeing a
thank
little like
you.
behind the scenes
You
of what we crazy
see,
stuff
beauty
that we
knows beauty.
really.
Hey, Lorenzo.
Hey, friend. Welcome to the dark side. Oh,
Right.
Jesus.
Somebody's playing everything back. We got playback and everything tonight.
I didn't know the volume was on my phone and I was trying to share it. And so it keeps playing the video like 10 seconds later.
Oh my God, this is getting on my nerves. I hate this. Let me slow down. Maybe that'll work. So I did I did a little bit of research before I left work today on today's topic. So
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like really excited to like learn
Yes,
more. I
ma'am.
really am.
Give me all of that. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I am ready for it. We already know anytime Jazz Purple Rain does a show, we gonna learn some shit.
First of all, I just was excited about this topic. Somebody put like you know how things can just happen in a conversation and it triggers a thought process.
Yeah,
The person
I
that
got
did
you.
that, I had to tell him the day he did it, but it just triggered something in me, and it was information that I didn't know about, and it made me go down the rabbit hole. So
Okay. Mhm. We gonna go down that rabbit hole with you.
I know,
Because
right?
it is this is going to be, so much fun tonight. So you guys get your pen and paper ready. Get your pen and paper ready. Don't come not prepared to class because we got some stuff for y'all tonight. We really do. We got some
For
stuff.
you fellas, because this is specifically for
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least tonight.
At
Do it
least
again. We'll do a part duh for the ladies.
so. First
I
of
gotta pull
all,
out my notes, y'all. Hold on.
get your note. Get your note. Get your note. Get
Oh
your note.
Lord.
I'm so serious. I'm really excited about this.
We're gonna have so much fun tonight. I just want to welcome everyone on my Instagram page. Hey beauty. Hey. We've got a lot of great information, but the first thing I want to do, I want to kick it off with wishing everyone a happy Juneteenth. I hope you celebrated this weekend and today. And I hope a lot of you know the orientation of where Juneteenth came from. But some people don't. So we definitely she said, "Hi, beautiful lady." People are still talking about my party a couple years ago. Girl, come on now. I'm ready. I'm
Uh-oh.
ready. When do you need me to come again? When? Just let me know. Just let me know. I'm ready. So, um, really quick, the origins of Juneteenth date back to June 19th, 1865, when Major General Gordon Granger, a U.S. Army officer and Union general during the Civil War, issued an order in Galveston, Texas, announcing that all slaves were free under the Emancipation Proclamation. So, but I think weren't they the last ones to get the memo?
Yeah, they got it. Can I be honest with you? That's
They
the
got
only
it
thing
on
that makes
June
me.
19th.
That's the only reason why that makes me a little bit
Right.
about celebrating today, because I don't know. For me, and I do reserve the right to be wrong. We were already free. They just found out then. So It's almost like,
but that's why Texas has celebrated it.
And I get that.
That's
I totally
originally Juneteenth was a state holiday. Originally, Juneteenth was a state holiday in Texas. So you have to understand the fact that it's a national holiday now is the fact that, yeah, but you got to understand, yeah, they were the last ones to find out, but they weren't the only last ones to find out, because there were people not telling their slaves that they was free.
Yeah, they were sending them to Texas. Yeah, they would send them to Texas because they knew that that people were less likely to reach them with the news. That was my understanding. But I guess my question is, why are we not celebrating the day we were actually freed?
Because that don't matter. Because even though the day he signed the Emancipation Proclamation, we still weren't free. It still took another 6 months before they started freeing the first few slaves. June 19th represents the time that all of us were free.
Okay.
And there you have it.
See, I know how to do this.
And there you have it. Mm-hmm. So there were it's hard because, you know, back in the day, of course, needless to say, they didn't have, you know, cell phones. They didn't have the internet. You know, they barely had the Pony Express. So we had a great question. Does anyone celebrate the day segregation ended? Because technically,
don't get me started, JewCee. Why are you getting me started today? As light skinned as I am the most. People tell me you too light skinned to be pro-black the way you are. You was in the house.
That's colorism, and we're not doing that. We are not doing colorism. No,
we're not doing colorism. But I used to get that growing up because I think I should have been born a Black Panther.
It's not colorism if it's the damn truth, because it's the truth.
That is true. But I just feel like if I was born in another time, my ass would have been part of the Black Panther movement. I was born in the wrong decade. Okay, my ass would have been in jail with Afeni Shakur. Okay,
it's not if it's the truth, because I was a house in my. If it had been me, I would have been a house negress. I would have been inside.
You know what? I don't know.
I'm related.
I cannot say that I even know.
I'm not picking no cotton. It's hot.
I am related to generations of the house slave. My great grandmother. No, 4 greats.
Minus 5.
Was a she was a product of the owner and her mother, who was a slave, but her mother was also the product of the same owner's father. So she was her molester or baby daddy, whatever. He was her half brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Her son, who is my grandmother's grandfather, broke that chain because he was part of that group when we all started being freed, and he married a Cherokee woman and moved to Arkansas. But he was the last product of generations of his mother and grandmother being molested by their owners and producing children. I am the true definition of a mulatto from Louisiana.
And I am mulatto. I am Native American. I am part of a tribe that is, quote unquote, not even recognized by the United States government. I don't know why you can't recognize all of the tribes that you fucked over. But anyway, we don't need your recognition, to be honest, because we are truly here. So
they don't recognize some of us because we're Afro-Indigenous.
So
we don't look like traditional indigenous folk, and because we're Afro-Indigenous and we were still considered quote unquote Black, they don't want to recognize us.
Well, these folks look Native American to me. So anyway, But that's a whole nother topic. That's that Christopher Columbus Day topic.
Oh wait, y'all did y'all intros. Hold on, time out. And you said you're mulatto. You're mulatto. Hi, I'm Dani. Or I'm Siren.
You know what?
I don't like dead ass. I don't really know. There's a whole side of my family, a whole half of me I don't know. So I can't even.
And it's
really...
like that because they separated us for years and years from our. That it's indoctrinated in us to not be families. So I get it.
And I want to do what is it where you spit in the thing? I'm about to do that.
23andMe.
I'm about to do that. I'm gonna go do that.
I am too, because I know my father and him and my grandfather have given me some of our ancestry, but we really don't know everything. So
Right.
I'm gonna do one.
And
I got this from a really good friend, so I'm definitely taking this one. Give me a little bit.
I know I'm on my mother's side. I'm both. I'm part of the slave culture, as well as also part of the Underground Railroad. I am proud to say my other part of my family also freed the slaves when they came up to Lost Creek, Indiana. And there is an area up there that is dedicated to my ancestors and to those folks that lived in that area that continued the journey for slaves coming from the South to get to the North. So
that's great history, because I wish I knew some of my history.
So that part is, and it's stuff that we need to be talking about. We do need to talk about it, but we definitely will talk about it at another time.
Yes, ma'am.
But I wanted to make sure that we did not just do this show and not mention at all our heritage or Juneteenth, and, want to make sure that everybody is recognized and recognizes the significance of this particular holiday. So if you don't know more about it, please go read more about it, because nowadays a lot more of the truth is actually out there for you to find. Whereas when I was coming up, you couldn't find all of this information. So now you can take advantage of it, teach your children, let them know as well. So, but moving on to our topic, because we are also honoring the men today. Okay, we
Father's Day was
since we had our Father's Day celebration yesterday for the fathers out there. We also wanted to kind of piggyback off of that and have a little bit of a conversation that is going to be led by Miss Purple Rain tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back and I'm going to take...
You kill me doing
I'm
that.
going to be the student tonight. Okay, let me get my chair together. I got my pen and paper. I got my keyboard. So
Lord.
Let Miss Purple Rain run this evening. So without further ado, we turn it over to you, sweetie. Let's go.
All right. So for those of y'all that follow the show, y'all know usually when she hands the reins to me, she thinks she's becoming the student, because I be spitting some stuff that I don't think most of us think about on a daily basis. But since I have become a sexologist and a sex coach, there's been a lot about men and women's relationships and the hierarchies of relationships that I've been interested in. And I was recently having a conversation with a group of poly-minded people, a Facebook group I'm in. We get online every Wednesday night and just have a group chat. And this particular night, somehow the conversation went from foreplay to men's personality types and the types of personalities there are. Now, I'm almost 40, and my whole life, all I've ever heard is alpha men and beta men. And that alpha men were the men we should go after, and beta men are the men we want when we're alpha women and we want to control everything. And that is the farthest from the truth. So, in my research, I found that there are actually 16 personality archetypes, but 6 of them stand out and are the most common percentage wise? Of course, there's alpha male. Then there's the beta male. Then there's the gamma male, an omega male, a delta male, and a sigma
Oh, you
male.
about to really teach me
Now,
something
about
because that is so not anything of what I got. So let me just turn this on over and yeah, that's not. I got a whole print on everything. That is not what I got. But okay, let's go.
so now about 4 months ago, I heard somebody mention a sigma male, and I did a little research on that back then. And to me, the sigma male came across as the desired male that most women want when they talk about what they want in a husband. But after learning about all six and doing some more research, I have found that, not to give percentage numbers about it, but most women, when we describe the type of husband we want, and I'm going to go through each one of these descriptions, but when we describe the type of husband we're looking for, the most balanced type of male is actually a gamma male. They're romantic, they're intelligent, they have emotional intelligence, they have balance. And that's usually what we look for. We want that man that knows he's a man and that is firm in his masculinity and stands tall in his masculinity, but still has enough emotional intelligence to give us what we need as women. So, the first personality type we're going to talk about in detail is the alpha male. Now, we all know alpha men to be born leaders. They're very charming and intelligent. And for most of us that know an alpha male or two, they are very opinionated, dominating, and strong-willed.
Say that again for the cheap seats, because that is absolute fact.
Opinionated, dominating, and strong-willed. According to the sociosexual hierarchy ranks, alpha males are confident, dominant, charismatic, and natural leaders, highly attractive to women. Alphas are extroverts and highly successful in their careers. They thrive on challenges.
Okay.
And according to
that opinionated part. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And then according to the pyramid of these personality types, alpha males are about 24% of the population.
It's about how many percent?
24%. True alpha males. A lot of people think they alpha and they not alpha. Okay. That's the big thing. Gamma is under beta in the hierarchy, but just because it's under beta in the hierarchy does not mean that it's not the most desired. When I get to these personality traits, you'll see what I mean. Salters. So the next is what we call a beta male. The actual traits of a beta male are sensible and reliable, mistrustworthy, sweet, caring, and supportive. Beta males are followers of the alpha. Betas play it safe and avoid risk. They lack self-esteem and confidence. Betas worship women and blindly obey orders. They are reserved and idealistic, is what the hierarchy rank says about beta males. Basically, to me, that comes across as a man that's easy to step on.
Yeah. No backbone.
No backbone.
You said lack confidence, correct?
Lacks confidence and self-esteem. Okay. So a lot of men and that's why I'm glad that we're going to go into these other 4 personality types, because a lot of men that are not to say that they're not confident, but that don't show as much confidence as the alpha male, because we've always been indoctrinated to only know alphas and betas, we automatically assume that the men that aren't as boisterous as the alpha male are automatically betas, and they're not. Because betas lack self-confidence. But just because he has confidence doesn't mean that he's an alpha either. The key component in being an alpha is being opinionated.
Opinionated leader.
Usually over-opinionated. So next is Gamma.
And they talk too
What
much.
are you doing?
Right.
I'm sorry. The opinionated ones, they also don't want you to, they don't want you to
say
nothing.
They don't give you no room to talk. And then according to the pyramid, beta men actually outnumber alpha men on the percentage. They are 26%.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Now, I'm going to go into the percentage on this one first, because this is what I believe most men are, especially men that are in successful marriages. Gamma men are 34% of the population. Of the male population. Now, a gamma male is goal-oriented and intelligent. He's a superb planner, tactful, informative, and clever. And in the hierarchy ranks, it says they are unattractive. I don't know how that is. Unattractive, bitter, introspective. Confused with the hierarchy, they fail to follow social rules, unsuccessful in attracting women, and tend to be obsessive lovers, stalkers, and narcissists. So that to me sounds kind of opposite, though, of what the other chart said. Now, I think where that comes into play is because they are so romantic and so intelligent. If a woman is looking for a male that is an alpha because he's secure in his masculinity, but she wants him to be romantic, if they get done wrong by women over and over again, I think that's where that tends to blend that line at, where they could be the narcissist. But I've seen more narcissists that are alphas in my life.
I was just about to say that. To me, that sounds kind of backwards.
It does. But I mean, like I said, this is two different charts giving information.
Okay.
Two different studies. But again, gamma men are 34% of the male population. So they're a bigger portion.
I need to go for a gamma man. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to stop doing it.
I mean, I agree with you. I need me a gamma man.
I'm going to stop doing the alphas because they get on my damn nerves. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
But if you look at this second chart, you do still have to be careful because they are strong in their masculinity. They tend to be not as charismatic as alphas, but they're confident in their masculinity. And they might be the man that, you know, ain't the finest thing in the world, but he's a good man. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it doesn't make it sound appealing.
It doesn't. I don't, you know, personally,
it's my
beauty. I'm a narcissist.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and
that is true.
And sometimes your best looking men are so ugly on the inside.
Yeah, and narcissistic and degrading.
It comes out, and I don't want to be bothered. I don't care how good you look, smell, blah, 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 blah. If you a jackass in on the inside.
Ooh, hold on.
Moving.
Sorry. That's why. Okay. I got both these charts up here for the personalities. The first one that I read for gamma men was actually gamma women. And that's my fault. The tactful and goal-oriented. So this will help explain that second part I said.
So the second part is for the men.
The second part I read, the part about being narcissist and unattractive, that is gamma men. But they're also introverted and super sensitive. The yes man at the office has big plans but lacks determination and focus. That's a gamma man. That goes more with that narcissism trait.
Okay, so then to me, I'm gonna say that is not balanced to me. That is not balance.
No. And I, like I said, I'm not doing it. It don't matter what you look like if you don't
Right.
really, because some people can hold themselves very well.
And the traits that I got from them being balanced, like I said, that also came from, I took a quiz. So I took it from the perspective of a male, and those were the traits that they gave me that made me a gamma man. But if you compare it to the charts, you're right, they're not.
Okay.
So let's go on to Omega, though.
Yeah, I need to hear some more. I need to hear some more.
We got three more.
That,
We
that
got three
gamma
more.
didn't,
Omega,
the gamma didn't sound too good. Beta definitely didn't sound good. Alpha,
and Alpha is
it's
definitely
a little like, huh? Hold on. I don't know.
I can't.
Yeah. So the Omega man
Let's
is
do Omega.
skillful and self-sufficient, the odd one in the wolf pack, laid back, not chasing success or money. Omega men are polar opposites of alphas. Omegas are social outcasts, mostly nerds. They are needy, clingy, and avoided by everyone. Being undesirable and damaged, these social rejects fail to attract women.
That sounds like beta to me.
Damn. I think Omega Sci-Fi is going to disagree on that motherfucker right now.
That part, because that is definitely not a cute
It sure is not. They can change their name. They have to change their whole name all of a sudden.
No.
So the next one is Delta. Delta men are supposedly modest and hardworking, wants attention but can't get it, and works hard but unable to draw attention. It seems like they making it look like alpha is the thing to be, but it's in making all these other ones. That's what I got from my research. They trying to make everything else seem undesirable. But let's see what else the chart says. I was on Delta.
Yes.
Delta.
So the average normal guy, they are hard workers who lack drive and ambition and struggle with attracting women. They are society's worker drones who don't believe in self-improvement.
What? Say that again?
Girl, this mind journal hierarchy rank is driving me nuts. It's downgrading all other men. It says the average normal guy, they are hard workers who lack drive and ambition and struggle with attracting women. They are society's worker drones who don't believe in self-improvement.
Okay.
Like the guy that's
you just used a word. You just used a word there. You said drone.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that. And why I say that is some men are just content. I think that's a better word. Content with just, I go to work every day. I got a paycheck. I know me. I know my limitations. I'm not about to go out here and I'm not. Some people are, and I don't think that's just men. I think there's some women that are like this as well.
Yeah. And I mean, these personality types go to women too. They just have different traits. So this is just the male chart. And the other thing I wanted to say to that about Delta men, like you said, when you worded it that way, those are the guys that in relationships tend to be the good guys that get hurt. He goes to work every day, works hard to take care of her and the kids financially. And she's not, and if she's not of the same type of personality type, it's not enough for her.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So in essence, okay, so let me see if I can kind of my understanding of this. The Delta in essence is a mix between the simp and the stable dude. The simp because he I do what I gotta do. It's gonna make her happy, okay. But I got this that I do, and that's that. No more, no less. That's it. Don't expect no more. Don't expect anything but what I give you. Which is not
Have you all
necessarily.
seen the Tyler Perry play? He turned it into a movie too, like he does everything else. But it was the one about the marriage counselor. That's the one. The marriage counselor. How even in the play, and it was kind of this way in the movie too, but the movie gave more details. Hey, Darlington.
Who was in this?
The husband was I think in the play, I forget what his position was. He did taxes, and in the play, it was tax season, so he was working all these hours. Well, she was a marriage counselor, but he was working so hard because her business hadn't picked up yet, and he's paying for her business and paying the bills of the house. Both her mom and his dad moved into the house with him, so he's like, "Babe, I gotta work right now. I gotta work." But she's like, "No, it's our anniversary. I want some excitement." And he's like, "No, that's gotta wait. I'm in the middle of tax season. I gotta work. I gotta work. I gotta work." So because she wasn't getting excitement for him, she cheated on him.
Okay, I know which one you're talking about now. Okay.
She cheated on him, and she got the excitement she needed, but that excitement bit her in the ass because he started beating her and gave her HIV.
Okay, so that was temptation.
Yeah, they ended up being Temptation,
Yes.
the movie, but the play was called The Marriage Counselor. And in the play was different from the movie because in the play, their parents lived with them, and he was a workaholic. He was trying to keep them afloat. He went to work and didn't do nothing else. Excitement for him, like I think one of the lines in the play was, excitement with him was the date night for them was for them to go to Lowe's. Because he just wanted to spend that time with his wife.
I think, as far as that kind of archetype, then it sounds like you need to know what you're getting, and you need to know what you're willing to accept.
Exactly. So this last one, though, is the Sigma man, and this is the one I learned about 6 months ago. Super smart and extremely attractive. But they have a manipulative mastermind. But he is also super ambitious and is his own boss. The Sigma man is the introverted alpha. Sigmas are confident lone wolves who do not seek social attention. Immensely confident and highly attractive to women as they are mysterious and charismatic.
And we sit.
Okay, so might have changed. Let's just keep it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the thing is, though, they're only 6% of the population.
And honestly, toxic or no? This sounds to me like a good dude.
He sounds like the perfect dude.
He ain't gotta be Diddy all up in the video, all in the radio. He can be. To me, I see he can be Warren Buffett. He can be a Warren Buffett.
Yes,
that's how I see it.
The CEO, the entrepreneur,
the angel investor that's making all of this doggone money off of everything else.
He ain't got to be the center of attention, but he is the center of attention.
Exactly. Oh, damn, he sounds real good. Sigma, okay.
Always making plans, and you ain't never got to worry about it because his confidence is letting you know that he got this. You can follow him.
Now that right there sounds like I could surrender.
Yes. But if you look at the chart of the percentage of and how the percentage of men are, most of us will probably marry a Gamma man or a Delta man.
I think I got a mix. I don't know if I can actually call him one thing. If I'm honest.
Well, some men probably aren't, but I mean, that's why they have a lot of I found like a bunch of different personality tests. And every time I tried, they said it was a free one. Every one of them was like,
somebody get Lorenzo. Lorenzo,
quit hating. We did.
No, I'm not gonna even call that hating. And your point.
We took a sip to the
Yes,
sip.
we did.
We did.
Salters, what you talking about? Serve too. I'm confused.
Serve too.
Well, are you saying to serve as well?
I mean, here's
He said alpha's supposed to be the best, but each got a negative. Oh yeah, I saw that
Well,
too.
alphas got negatives too. Let's not say that they perfect.
Their love languages do not have not from no information that I saw, Salters. Oh, she said surrender. Oh, okay.
I didn't say serve.
But
I said
to your
surrender.
other question, none of the found online had anything correlating to their love language other than the fact that it said that gamma men and sigma men are very emotionally intelligent. Outside of that, I didn't see much about love languages and how they correlate. But I definitely wanted to get this information out here today because we always go to alpha and beta. There is more to our men and to our women than alpha and beta.
I don't know if that's actually even true because, like you just said, if there's so many, we might be categorizing betas and they're not betas.
That's what I'm saying. We definitely categorize people as betas that aren't betas at all.
Right. So we could be actually categorizing alphas that are not actually alphas.
I think a lot of people that think they're alpha are sigma.
You know what? I'm going to go with you on that. I'm going to go with you on that. And I will even give them a little bit.
To that same point, if you look at some of the negative traits of a gamma, omega, and delta, when you look at some of those negative traits, some of those men might also think they're alpha. They're just the ones that we deem unattractive, but they think that they're alpha men. And we're really looking at them like, you know how like when Jill Scott said, if you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do.
Oh my God, that is that right there.
There have been men.
That's my logo right there.
There have been men in my life, whether it's just them approaching me or anything, that they think they're alpha men and they try to dominate me and try to tell me what to do. And my personality is looking back at them like, who you talking to?
So Teddy asked the question, can these archetypes be mixed like beta/alpha? That's and I think that's what I was actually going towards when I was saying
I mean, they try, you know, with these personality and psychology tests, they try not to mix personality types and things like that. But anything is possible because you can always pull from, not everybody is a set type of person.
People evolve.
And that might be why that there's 16 total quote unquote archetypes. Because I've even saw on some stuff that I was researching, there's a zeta, but I couldn't really find no information on that. So I'm pretty sure after the 6, they have other names because your personality types start to mix.
And I just kind of think about human behavior from that standpoint. We are not, we're never going to be one way and that's it.
Yeah.
We evolve depending on our life experience. So as far as, like I said, we're saying, oh, he's an alpha, but he's really not. Or he's a beta and he's really not. He might be an omega. He might be a gamma. Or he may have
a mix of two.
Exactly. He may have those tendencies. So like for me, like that's what I was saying. Okay, so the one that I'm
and it can change. You're right.
So like I was saying, the one that I have, actually, to me, I feel like he's a mix of like 3 of these so far. To me, well, which is why when he said, "Can they be mixed?" I feel like the answer should be yeah.
Well, it may not just necessarily be mixed. I would say things overlap.
Yes,
personality. Okay.
Because I've been told my whole life that I'm an alpha female, but there are certain things about my personality that I know that are not alpha.
Right, but you can overlap, and I think also we have to look at this from the standpoint of, and I talked about this several shows back months ago. One of the things that we don't take into consideration when we talk to a person or when we're with that person, we don't take into consideration what that person has been through.
Yep.
Life experience.
So, life experiences, because I would have loved to have just, been this little girl that never experienced anything. But at 16, I came home with my mother and found my father dead. And my whole life turned upside down and totally changed. And I think that there was one thing that my mother always used to say to me, and it doesn't bother me, but it bothers me. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me, but it bothers me a little bit, because I was always like the happy-go-lucky. Everybody kind of looks at me as like the happy-go-lucky. Oh, she's just she's just yay, a free spirit, and but nobody really, honestly, I think they take a look. Even at I'm 60. My family still treats me like I'm 16 when my father died. I'm still looked at as sometimes as a child, or as someone that hasn't gone through all of the stuff that I've gone through in my life, because I don't walk around carrying it all out here for everyone to see.
Right.
Or for everyone to take pity on me, or for everyone to damn, she's had a rough life, wow. I ain't
It's
got
not for
time.
that. It's not
Right.
for them.
I don't have that. So I think sometimes, depending on what you've gone through as well in your life, I do feel that some of these traits can overlap, and I feel like you can develop some of those traits, because I had to change my mindset at 16 and 17 years old. I had to turn to survival.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be daddy's little girl anymore, or mommy's princess anymore, because they weren't here. And at 17, and I'm now 60, I've been on my own since I was 17.
It's a
Hook,
thing.
crook,
It's
you
almost
know,
like you have to leave space for people to have life experience and be able to deal with them, heal from them, however they manifest. You
Right.
can't say that it's going to be because this happened, it's going to be this way. No.
And I do believe that sometimes our original, and I'm going to say it like that, our original personality archetype has to come from our upbringing. But then when you become of a certain age, life experiences change you. Because I
Absolutely.
know I get told a lot that I give off alpha female energy, but that's because I'm a mama with cubs. So I
I
became
think
a protector. When I became a single mom at 28, I became a protector of my babies. It's just me. So I do sometimes give off that vibe, but deep down inside, I'm really a whole freaking teddy bear.
and I totally get that. I get the same thing. I got pregnant at 16, not due to
Mhm.
my own for wanting to, but I became a mother at six. No, I got pregnant at 16, became a mother at 17. At that point in my life,
It was
that's where I
survival.
stopped. That's where I stopped for everybody else. She's this age, and that's it. So therefore, she's little, whatever my family name calls me, and that's just who she is. My son is 26 years old, and I'm still to this day looked at a little.
Yeah, I hate when people do that.
I'm a whole grown woman. I'm a mother and a grandmother now. Like, what the fuck?
But sometimes, even with me being that I'm the oldest of my siblings, it's like they want me to be the strong one. They want me to be that hardcore one.
I can understand
I
that.
never got to be a daddy's girl. Like, I'm a daddy's girl, but I'm not, because I was daddy's girl who was under the hood of the car with him. I was daddy's girl that learned how to change her tire and change her oil so that no man could ever do it for me. And now my sisters and my brother call me when they need it.
So you were looked at as, in essence, the one that knew the most and knew best.
And every time I've moved houses, I've moved myself. My dad's never moved me. They've helped like here and there with small stuff, but it's always been on me. My sisters are a little bit more coddled and nurtured like girls. And because I was the oldest and my dad I don't think that he ever thought that they would have a boy. I was taught to be tough.
I think for you being the oldest, and I'm saying this as the baby,
Mm-hmm.
I want to give you your props
Thanks.
because as a baby, I've got 4 older sisters, but I've got 11 older brothers,
Mm.
and I'm the baby. Now, I will say this for my oldest sister, well, my middle oldest sister, my sister Angel, she was the one who was seen as she can do everything. She is capable. She can cook, she can clean, she can do this, she can do that. Everything that a woman is supposed to be able to do, as well as some things that men are supposed to do. She was the one, like, honestly, even to this day, like, if it's something that I'm not necessarily sure of, I'll call Angel and Arby. Hey, uh, what do you think about this? Knowing that she's the oldest, I take what she says as this must be facts. This must be true.
That's
And
how it
that
is
is a
with
lot of
my siblings
pressure.
too.
That
'Cause
is a lot of
me,
pressure.
they look at me. The older I get, they tell me, you know what? You're more like mama than the rest of us. I've
That
become the
pressure.
mother.
It's that pressure.
I've become the mama. Like even at Christmas time and Thanksgiving, my mama don't cook no more. It's on me and my sister, but my sister is Susie Homemaker, wants to be the housewife type of chick. And I'm like, do I really gotta? Can I? But I'm also the mama to where I'm like, okay, you taking all day to do something. If you don't hurry up, I'm gonna go do it because even though I don't want to, I know I can.
But even with what Lorenzo said, it can also be generational. It absolutely
Yeah,
is. The thing
definitely.
is that what we're learning now is how do you say it? Counter?
Right.
No, I think we're learning how to move through it.
Yes,
I
move
think
through it.
Learn and heal from it.
Yeah, and learn how to move through it. I mean, a lot of people, we talk about, like I said, we talked about this before, especially when it comes to women. Um, you all want to get upset because a woman wants to say, I'm a strong Black woman. I'm proud to be a strong Black woman. My father told me to be a strong Black woman. He said the most important thing and the best thing that a Black man can have is a strong Black woman standing by his side, not in front of him to pull him along and not behind him to slow him down, but by his side to support him. And I believe in that wholeheartedly. That doesn't mean I have to out-talk him, outdo him. We're there to support each other, because if I'm standing next to him, he's standing next to me. And that's what, and you got to have that balance. And sometimes I'm going to need to lean on him, and then other times he's going to need to lean on me.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
That's how you have a balanced relationship. And I think that people that talk about, when we say, we've had the conversation about a strong woman, we haven't had the conversation about a strong man. We haven't had that conversation.
Now, the problem is what people see as a strong man, and what a woman sees as a strong man is a man that can also be in touch with his feminine. And that seems to be a problem with a lot of men. They want to be seen as just this alpha masculine perspective, when sometimes you got to tap into that other side just to be strong, because you have to have that balance.
I think as far as the strong woman thing, sometimes it just really bothers me when I hear that, because to me, all a strong woman is a woman that knows how to adult.
I agree, but it's become a thing because of our trauma.
Well, then, okay, so a come a thing for us or come a thing for them? Because
so let's say this: strong Black woman. That phrase has started to be looked at negatively, because other women get just called strong women. Why do you have to center out my race? My race alone makes being a strong woman a negative thing because our men see it as a bad thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do.
Because of our trauma as women, Black women in particular, because of the trauma that we have been endured through as African American women, I'm going to say that specifically because it has nothing to do with Black women in other cultures. as Black women in America, because of everything we've been through since the first Black woman came over on the boat, and the trauma that we have been through and how strong we have had to be to keep our families together, the connotation strong Black woman has now been made to be looked at as negative, because they make it look like being a strong Black woman is us being overbearing, when that is not it.
I got a whole nother perspective
with our trauma.
I got a whole nother perspective.
Okay.
The reason why I don't
from other people's perspective. It's not what Black women see it as.
Other people's perspective, yeah, I will definitely go with you and agree with you on that one. Yeah. But from my perspective, when I hear it, it sounds like you want me to take bullshit and just keep going no matter what. And I don't like that.
But that's what it is from our perspective, because that's what it means. When people tell us to be strong, it's like them saying, suck it up, buttercup.
Exactly. And I'm like, fuck you.
But other women get to cry.
Exactly.
Other women get to be strong and still cry.
They get to be the damsel in distress. Oh my God. Oh, but we gotta boss up and take the shit. No, fuck you. You take that shit.
But again, now to get back to our men, it has the complete opposite effect on our men, because that same generational trauma that we have gone through, that is the reason why our men are trying to prove that they're alphas right now and don't want to show emotional intelligence, because they've been told, suck it up and be a man. Being a man is more than about being the leader of the pack. Being the leader of a pack takes emotional intelligence. Being the leader of a pack takes balance. Being the leader of the pack has communication skills. And so they've been taught that it doesn't mean that. And
so what I'm hearing is Black men and Black women have the same argument.
Yes.
And we're battling with each other
because they've put us
against the same thing.
Because they've put us against each other.
So there is no
conquer and divide.
Conquer and divide.
So when I hear the whole, well, if I'm honest with you, because it's not just Black men, if I'm honest with you.
I mean, other cultures have to definitely. I'm not going to downplay.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Right. I'm not necessarily not saying that this is exactly what it is, but it sounds like we're actually on the same playing field and don't even know it.
Yeah. If we could just come together and understand that we are going through the same thing, we would be a whole lot better with each other. But I wanted to get to Lorenzo's point real quick. He said the way a lot of males look today, they would never be looked at as alpha males.
Hearing this explanation,
yeah,
I just might.
But the thing is this: I think the numbers, not so much the numbers, but what he is saying, a lot of that has to do with the way our households are reared now. Ooh. You have a lot of single parent households, whether it's, and I'm going to say this in the most biased way possible. You have a lot of daughters being raised by single fathers and a lot of sons being raised by single mothers. And when you're being raised by the opposite sex, things change in your balance and your personality changes. Because I have some little girls that I do their hair, and I'm saying little girls because they're under 18. When I look at how their fathers handle them as far as teaching them life and how they allow them to carry themselves and present themselves to the world, it's like he's raising a boy. They don't want them to dress overtly sexy. Fathers are overprotective of their daughters.
I can't say all. I cannot.
But fathers that tend to have the mother in the household or the mother in the child's life are not as overprotective as the fathers that are single fathers.
Let me just put a word in here for y'all, okay? Because we just got done talking about it. Why don't we just keep talking about it? It's called balance.
Yeah.
It takes, first of all, if we're gonna be real basic, we're gonna go to the basics. It takes two to make one. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? It takes two to make one.
It takes two to make a thing all right. I'm sorry.
Well, what I was getting at though, and I get what you're saying with balance, but when I was saying they were overprotective, because it's not so much about the clothes, but like a lot of my little girls that are being raised by their fathers and aren't overly girly, they want to do the makeup. They want to have their hair styled a certain way. And because of the way life makes those things look, the father's like, oh hell no. I don't care if she is 16, she can't do makeup.
Well, I got my god. I have two goddaughters, and they are both being raised by the same person, a single father.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not doing that. He is allowing them to be girls and to
That's
do
a
the
good
things
thing,
that
though.
girls do. So that's why I can't completely agree. But there are the men that are raising their girls by themselves that are letting them be the girls and have the femininity and things like that because he actually understands what is needed. And like JewCee said, it's he figured out the balance.
Yes. Like me and one of
there's
my
balance. You have to understand something, folks. And maybe it's because I've been here a little bit longer on this planet.
but we love you for it. Your
I know, right?
Your wisdom is amazing.
Just a smidgen. But we have to understand something, and I said it earlier and I'll say it again: conquer and divide.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not we realize that this has been happening, and today is Juneteenth, whether or not we realize that this has been happening since the beginning of slavery, it has been to conquer and divide, to set us against each other. And it has been extremely successful, especially from what Lorenzo just said. If you look at our young boys nowadays, if you look at our young girls nowadays, they're either over sexualized or under sexualized. They have no concept or clue of where they came from. We don't have Big Mama sitting out on the porch no more. We can't go get the switch because somebody will call DFS or something. You can't do the things that you need to do even in a 2-parent household because guess what? You got to try to pay the bills, and the bills are astronomical. So mama's working
now.
Daddy's working 2 jobs. You got little brother and sister taking care of little brother and sister because the parents are just trying to keep a roof over your head. There's a lot of things that are going on that are set against the Black family. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't happen to all families because it does, but I'm concentrating right now. My efforts and concentration is on people that look like me. Okay. I understand that I'm a product of the 60s. I had a 2-parent home. I know what it's like to see my mom go to work and come home, my dad go to work and come home. These young folks don't have a fucking blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anything to follow because there are not 2 parents at home. They are not seeing love relationships. They are not seeing relationships. We seeing a fuckcation, okay? Let's go fuck, okay? And then they seeing and then the young girl gets pregnant for whatever the reasons, okay? We're not gonna sit here and go back and forth. Y'all got together, y'all created a baby, and what happened? She's there, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's there and she's gone.
Or he's there and she's gone. Okay, so there's no 2 parents there to do anything to get this together. Or let's just say they try to work it out, but it doesn't work out. Then the next thing you know, she's everything but a child of God, and he's everything but a child of God. You do all of this in front of your children
when we don't really have to.
When you
with all honesty, we are really honestly on a level playing field. We are actually with each other, but we've been told and indoctrinated and culturalized to believe that we're not.
Exactly. And so now you've got 2 parents arguing, fussing and fighting in front of children.
And they don't know how to handle that.
And the kids, no, they do know how to handle it. They copy and do the same damn stupid stuff over and over again. You're seeing repeat and repeat. You're seeing what happens when you separate the family. You're seeing what happens when you do not teach health education correctly. You're seeing exactly what happens. Health education teaches our children how to get pregnant. That is the end.
The end.
The end. I have
been. You want to hear something crazy? I'm glad you said that, because I literally just saw something where some teenagers were literally talking about what health class really about, what, like, they're talking about how you're indoctrinated, you're trying to teach kids about sex and and all that good stuff. And it was like, but we had health class, but all health class did was tell us how to reproduce. You had, back in the day, I think before me, Boys will be put in one class, girls will be put in another class, and they would teach them how their bodies worked, but that was it. They didn't teach them how they worked together and how to be together. It
And
was
women are never, and boys learn about their pleasure, but girls don't.
boys are allowed to masturbate and girls are not, and I don't think that that's fair. Which is
Well,
why I
not
changed
only,
that shit in my household.
but like I said, the main thing that they do teach is they teach how a woman, how a girl gets pregnant. They talk about ovulation. They talk about insert penis here. Okay, they talk about the sperm come out and they fertilize the egg. They talk about all of this. You've given these children the blueprint to make a baby.
And wonder why you have this
Babies
issues
having babies.
and situations that you have.
And they've done this on purpose because it has not changed.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not teaching about you they want to get all up in arms about gender identity, but you don't seem to mind everybody popping up pregnant in 6th grade.
The difference between sex, gender, and sexual, what is it? Sex, gender, and what is the other one?
Sexuality.
Sex, gender, sexuality.
Yeah.
My sex is
what I am. My gender is what I identify as.
My sex is
what they say I identify
what they say I identify as, and my sexuality is who I choose to interact with.
Right.
And I'm learning about all of this because I'm one of those women who feel like I'm a woman. Why do I got to do this? But yet at the same time, holding an open mind to know that these are other people and they feel the way they feel. How do we?
But see, teaching our babies about how babies are created and not caring that our babies are popping up pregnant in the 6th grade does exactly what they wanted to do. Keep the poor poor and keep the rich rich, because it keeps us that are lower class and middle class in a trauma cycle of trying to raise babies when we are not financially fit.
Not financially, physically, or emotionally
fit. The other part of that is, even though they like to say our skin folk are the highest numbers of abortion, we're the most conservative when it comes to kids, and which is why we have the trauma that we have, because mama and grandmama knew whatever was being done to us as a kid, and when we popped up pregnant, they hid us in the South till we had that baby and then came back and we had to raise it. We are the most conservative. We don't get rid of our babies. I know more of my friends that have had kids between the 6th grade and the 12th grade, and we all got our babies.
Well, that's the birth dearth thing. That's the whole reason why they're in this whole no.
You want to call us bad mothers and bad fathers, and that's my other argument. I know we have deadbeat black dads out there. There's deadbeat white dads out there. But what you're not gonna do and keep doing to our people is making it seem like black fathers are not in the home.
What you're not gonna do is make us the example when we make us an example that we are not.
That part.
Because let's be clear, we're not the ones getting the abortions. You have your white women who don't want no kids right now because they see the bullshit not having kids. So now y'all want to make laws that everybody got to have a fucking baby.
But it ain't
because you're worried.
But that's honestly, I got to disagree with you guys, because there are too many of our black men, our black young men.
The percentages are higher because we're a smaller percentage.
No.
I don't know that many guys that don't do right by their kids.
I know plenty, unfortunately, because I work in that field. That's why I know plenty. Okay. Plus, I worked in the court system, and I see it. And I'm not saying that I'm not going by percentages. One to me is one too many. Okay. Right. I don't care about the percentages. That I want to make very, very clear, because you can skew shit. We've talked about that. You know how I know I had to take statistics, so I understand how to skew a statistic. What I'm talking about, point blank period, is one male not taking care of his responsibility.
It's one too many. You're
It's
right.
one too many.
I agree with you on that.
One female that is not taking care of her responsibility is one too many.
Agreed.
We have to find a way, and believe me, there's more than one. And I think one of the things I just saw, and I'm not a huge, and I guess because I got to be around the Migos before all of this tragedy happened to them, I actually got to meet them at the Super Bowl. But to be around, and I just saw this one thing that was posted about, I think it's Outkast and Cardi B. They're the ones that are married. Is that right? Or
no, that is
Cardi B.
That is that's Offset.
Offset.
Okay. She
Thank you.
Name wrong.
I can't remember all these. Y'all know. I'm good to do Cardi B. But one of the things that came out, and this is something that I think was, I want to give a queen her props, and I want to give this to Cardi B because I heard this analogy that was done, and what has happened is Offset was not having a relationship with his children,
with his other children,
until
correct.
She got in his life and showed him, quote unquote, the light and the way to go to raise.
We're not doing it this way. We're doing it this way. Everybody counts.
Everybody raise their children. Another couple that I think I like seeing and hearing about is Alicia Keys and her husband, because they have blended the family together. I think we're seeing more and more of this, which is what needs to be at the forefront of our relationships. If we're going to have children, we got to raise these children.
It takes a village.
Exactly. It takes a village, and it takes more than a man and a woman going opposite directions. We got to stop and we got to work together. And I know we all get in our emotions and all that good stuff. All of us do. Men do too. Don't try to act like you don't, because you do. When it comes to, oh, she trying to trap me. She trying to, dude, wrap it up. Dude, don't stick it in. Dude, eat the
part.
Dude, swallow. Go eat some pussy and swallow. Okay. You all want to talk about us swallowing. You swallow. There's a lot of different ways not to get somebody pregnant.
Okay, I got a question. So
but there's only one way to get somebody pregnant. Okay, go ahead.
Only one.
That part. So out of all of these archetypes, okay, so which one would you consider to be the good father?
From the information I read today, Sigma.
Okay. Which one is the better lover?
Hold on. I gotta go back to my screenshots. Hold on.
Take your time, because my other question, and I think you did say, which one did you say was the emotionally intelligent one? Is that the Sigma?
Gamma and Sigma are both emotionally intelligent.
Okay, so that answers that question for me. And then
I think the better lover, Sigma, but it could be the Gamma because he's a yes man.
No, we don't want yes men.
Yes men tend to give you what you want. They listen.
I don't know. I feel like yes men will say yes because they think that that's what you want to hear.
But in bed, because he's a yes man, in bed, when you tell him to do something this way, he's going to take that information and do it.
I don't know if I really even want to tell. I want you to find out. I want you to want to know.
No. I need you to listen to me, because finding out don't always work. I need you to listen to me.
Boy.
Let me guide you.
Because that's what, and I'm gonna go with.
But that comes with as women. That comes with as women knowing your body.
I'm gonna go with Purple Rain on that because because we talk about that on the show a lot. How women we in bed with somebody that don't know what the fuck to do, and we don't say nothing.
Yes, we have definitely talked about that, but I guess I don't know. I feel
So
like
you gotta say something if he ain't doing something right.
no. Okay, so do not get it twisted. I'm not telling you saying that I need to tell you what to do. I know if I say right here or ooh do this or spank my ass or grab my hair or choke me, I know that you can definitely do that. But I guess what I maybe it might be a difference between that and the man that actually pays attention and actually kind of.
But the men that pay attention and just kind of learn bodies, unfortunately, they narcissistic asses is alpha men.
Damn it!
So once again, women need to talk.
I like that being able to communicate without words thing. I don't know. You know what? Go ahead. Leave me alone. I'm done. I'm just over here and drink my drink.
Okay, so Moses says during that interaction, you have to pay attention to how she moves. I know that you have to pay. I know that the sounds that she makes and learn her, and you do. But sometimes, as women, whether we want to admit it or not, we want to make you feel good. Sometimes we just do that. We just moan.
That part.
I'm just gonna have to. I have to burst some.
Women can be manipulative too, y'all.
Yeah, I don't do that no more.
And this is the other thing, something that I've learned, because even with me,
well, we don't want to hurt
now
them.
that
I'm saying, like,
right, we don't want to hurt their feelings.
We don't want to hurt their feelings.
Something that I've learned with me, as I've learned, and now that I know my body, but as I learned my body and what pleases me, I know how to get my pleasure, whether he's doing it right or not. I know how to move my body to get what I need. So if he doesn't know how to listen to those cues and to listen to what I say, I'm gonna get mine regardless. So I'm still gonna have good sex because I'm gonna nut. But I want him to listen to me.
But you know what? A lot of this still, no matter what, it takes an open person. It takes two open people that are willing to want to be satisfying each other. You can't have one person as, oh, it's all about me. And you know, some men is, did you get yours? Because I got mine. Good night. What? Dude.
Now, if
you go now. You go now.
These personality traits, that tends to be Delta and Omega men. Because their lack of confidence, they just don't care.
Somebody said we can tell.
Wait, say it again.
He said we.
If I'm looking at the chart, what she just said about them not caring, did you get your nut? Because I got mine. From the personality traits that I've read today, in my opinion, those are Delta, Omega men. Because I know some betas that'll make sure I get mine, and they're all about nurturing to their partner because they're so submissive.
Would that be alpha as well? Would that be alpha as well?
It can be some alphas, but alphas are they're so headstrong and over conceited about what they can do. They want to make sure that you get.
So would you say? So would you say your sigmas, your alphas, and your betas, and maybe your gammas would be the ones that would
be best
more attentive to know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And like I said, we still got to do the 3 C's, ladies. We still got to do clear, concise communication. You still got to communicate because, you just can't, don't leave anything to chance when you have an opportunity.
That part.
When you have an opportunity to say, even if it's after the session, like we've said, you sit down, you talk about it. Baby, you did this was so damn good. But next time, could you just go to the left a little more, stay over here just a little bit more? Because sometimes misunderstandings happen. It just happens, especially when you're getting to know somebody. Mm-hmm. And if you're bringing from your past relationship, notice I said past. That's why it's a past relationship.
It ain't there no more.
And you bringing it to your present.
Okay, Salters.
You have to.
Thank you.
try to make sure that you're communicating, that you're talking, that you're saying something. Don't just,
Communication is always key.
it's always key.
Say it. Go ahead.
She said it already.
I said it. I already said the 3 C's: clear, concise communication.
Okay,
I
I
said
needed
it.
to hear you.
Book coming soon.
Yes, book coming soon. I needed to hear again.
Yeah, because it's really important that people
Good
good night, Lorenzo.
It is 10:30.
It is. Oh, look at us. We started a little late tonight.
A little later than normal, yeah.
Because I was trying to get here. But really important stuff. And as always, Miss Purple Rain on her P's and Q's for us tonight. Thank you, ma'am.
Always a knowledgeable time. Always.
Thank you. I'm gonna have to go back and play this and write
Me
it
too.
down. I gotta go back and do it myself again. So
I'm gonna be watching this tomorrow at work. Like,
I be trying, y'all. I really do. When you tell me it's my week, I try to put my heart and soul into it. Because usually the topics are hard for me to come up with, but when I get the inspiration for one, I dive all into the rabbit hole.
Ditto.
Because I want to get all the information I want.
Ditto.
So Siren, you up next. You know that.
I know, right?
You gotta follow this.
You up next.
I gotta follow this every time.
You gotta follow this. So,
that's okay. We can be great together.
Once again, if you guys miss any of this, make sure you check it out on all of our platforms. It's all over the place. YouTube's, Facebook, Instagram, it's everywhere. So just make sure that you check it out. There's a lot of information for you guys tonight. Also, we know we can't leave you all without talking about the Ebony Erotic experience. We just have to say something because it is coming up. We are getting closer and closer and closer, and we hope that you guys are getting your tickets. Get your tickets. Do not want to miss a minute of this hot event. We will be announcing another featured entertainer this week. So stick and stay. We're not going to tell you who. I'm doing so good at this now. Y'all can't get it out of me now. I'm good. At first, it was hard, but now I'm like 6-7 people in. Now I'm good. You can't get it out of me. Just can't. I just not going to tell you that they're from Chicago. I'm not going to say anything else. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's it. You're going to have to figure it out.
So, okay, just so y'all understand, she's making us figure it out too.
You're so welcome, Moses. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Moses.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you, Moses.
Thank you, everyone that tuned in tonight. But make sure you get your tickets. Even if you cannot make it to the Ebony Erotic Experience October 27th and 28th in Cleveland, Ohio, you can spread the word for us. You probably know some freaky folks that need to come to this event already on board. Okay, are you ready? Lady V and D Black. I don't know why I couldn't say that just then. All the way from Atlanta, Georgia. And we have to say, happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary, Lady V and D Black. Yes,
I love you.
19 years.
Come on to the 20 club. Come on to the 20 club. Come on.
So I got to wish them a happy anniversary tonight. Good
Night,
night, CC. Then we have also coming all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana, Roxy on the pole, one of the hottest Midwest pole instructors and female entertainers. She's a bad bitch. And if y'all haven't seen that child's ass. But anyway, then we've got coming all the way from Barbados. Yes. Woo! The passion.
Every time I hear you say that, I do like this.
First of all, he inboxed me the other day, and that voice, he voice clipped me.
Baby.
I almost forgot who I was talking to for a moment.
I know, right? He hit you with the deep tone and the accent?
It's over. It's so over. Okay, so he's going to be in the house anyway, spitting some beautiful, wonderful poetry all the way from the islands. Yes. And then we have, of course, some of the hottest hosts that you could possibly have.
Good race.
Race from Chicago
Good race.
and Hollywood from Indianapolis. They are going to be your host and hostess, and our very special guests returning to the Ebony Erotic Experience from Florida. The king and queen of erotica themselves will be in the house. King Noir and Jet Setting Jasmine. Yes, yes, yes. And
I want to be them when I grow up.
she's teaching a steel and stiletto class too, guys. So get your heels ready.
And we had a blast the last time she did that.
Oh my gosh, so much fun.
Let me go ahead and get my knee brace ready now.
Yeah. I'm gonna need some knee pads.
I'm
Definitely.
old, you know.
Bring your knee pads.
Bring your knee pads. We have.
No, I said knee brace. F a knee pad. Let me go get a knee brace.
I'll say bring both.
So we have a lot in store for you guys. We have 2 floors going on. We have vendors that will be in the house. We have, oh my gosh, special guests. We got some more treats for you, and we have some more featured entertainers. Go out to Eventbrite, the Ebony Erotic Experience, the Second Coming Burlesque Edition, October 27th and 28th in Cleveland, Ohio. Your tickets are $225 for 2 full days of erotic, absolutely craziness. Okay, that's a lot of.
We're not gonna really put all the adjectives on that we can, because honestly, they don't really even describe what's gonna happen.
No, just look at our faces, you'll understand.
Yeah, just bring your ass.
Right.
Bring your ass.
When we're talking about it and we smiling real big, yeah, we know already what's about to go down. So make sure you are in the house and you get your chance to be a part of EEE.
Yes.
The Second Coming 2023. You better be here. Well, ladies, we had a great time tonight. I want to thank everyone that tuned in on my Instagram, down here in the chat with us. We had a lot of fun, a lot of great information. Make sure you come back next Monday night right here live with myself, Ms. JewCee, and my beautiful, vivacious co-hosts, Ms. Purple Rain and Miss Siren. Make sure you tune in. We start at 9 p.m. Hopefully we'll be on time next week, okay? 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, 8 p.m. Central Standard, and 6 p.m. for our folks out on the West Coast. And for our brothers and sisters over in Barbados, we start at 10 p.m. Make sure you join us, okay? Tell a friend, and come on in. All right. We will see you next week, everybody. We love you. Enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism. Miss JewCee and my girls